Welcome back to Timeless Sparks. In our first episode, we introduced the Upanishads as the philosophical heart of ancient India. Today, we go deeper. Before we journey into the first of the great Upanishads, the Isha, we need to answer some crucial questions. What exactly makes the Upanishads different from the Vedas they are a part of? Who brought these profound teachings from the quiet forests into the light? And how have they been interpreted by some of history's greatest minds? This episode is the bridge. Let's cross it together. Many people use the terms Vedas and Upanishads interchangeably, but they represent two distinct parts of a whole. Think of the Vedas as a vast ancient library of scripture. The earliest parts, composed between 1200 and 400 BCE, are known as the Karmakanda, or the action section. This includes hymns, chants, and detailed instructions for rituals and sacrifices meant to bring prosperity, health, and heavenly rewards. The focus here is largely external. The Upanishads, composed later between 700 and 400 BCE, are the final part of this library. They are called Vedanta, which literally means the end of the Veda. They are the Jnana Kanda, or the knowledge section. They signal a revolutionary shift in focus, from external rites to internal inquiry. The sages of the Upanishads weren't just asking how to perform a sacrifice, they were asking, who am I? What is the nature of this reality? What is the ultimate cause of it all? The very name Upanishad means to sit down near a teacher, to receive secret, profound wisdom. It was a move from public ceremony to intimate philosophical dialogue. The original authors are mostly anonymous sages or rishis. Figures like Yajnavalkya, Uddalaka Aruni, and even female philosophers like Gargi and Maitreyi are credited with shaping these early dialogues. But the popularization of the Upanishads happened in waves over centuries. The first major wave was led by the philosopher Adi Shankaracharya in the 8th century CE. He wrote brilliant and persuasive commentaries on the principal Upanishads, establishing them as the cornerstone of his Advaita Vedanta philosophy. For Shankara, the Upanishads were not just a part of the Vedas, they were its very essence. Then, centuries later, in the 19th century, figures like Sri Ramakrishna and his disciple, Swami Vivekananda, sparked a modern renaissance. Ramakrishna didn't write commentaries, he lived the truths of the Upanishads, teaching that God realization is the ultimate goal of human life. Then Vivekananda carried these ideas to the world stage, presenting Vedanta as a universal, rational philosophy fit for the modern age. And we can't forget the West's role. In the 19th century, the German philosopher Arthur Schopenhauer encountered a Latin translation and was mesmerized. He famously said, "In the whole world, there is no study so beneficial and so elevating as that of the Upanishads. It has been the solace of my life, it will be the solace of my death." His praise introduced the Upanishads to thinkers like Emerson, Thoreau, and even the physicist Erwin Schrödinger, who saw echoes of quantum physics in their teachings on oneness. Because the Upanishads contain germs of many diverse ideas, they have been interpreted differently. Let's look at the approaches of two of the most influential figures, Shankaracharya and Sri Ramakrishna. Shankaracharya's approach, the path of knowledge, or jnana. Shankaracharya was a philosopher of radical non-dualism, or Advaita. His interpretation is uncompromising. The individual soul, the Atman, is not just a part of the ultimate reality, Brahman, it is identical to it. Atman is Brahman. The world of names and forms we perceive is Maya, an illusion that veils this ultimate truth. For Shankara, the only way to liberation is through jnana, the direct knowledge that shatters this illusion. He taught that by studying the Upanishads and meditating on their great sayings or Mahavakyas, one could achieve this realization. Sri Ramakrishna's approach, the path of experience. Sri Ramakrishna was approach less about philosophical debate and more about direct, mystical experience. He affirmed Shankara's non-dualism, but also validated other paths. He saw the formless, absolute Brahman and the personal God with forms as two sides of the same coin. For him, the Upanishads were not just texts to be intellectually understood, but truths to be realized. His teachings embrace devotion, meditation, and selfless work as equally valid paths to the same goal, God realization. His Vedanta was a grand harmony, accepting multiple perspectives as leading to the one ultimate truth. So why was this shift from the ritual heavy Vedas to the philosophical Upanishads so game-changing? For centuries, the dominant religious paradigm was that rituals and sacrifices were the primary way to connect with the divine. It was a system that worked through priests and precise ceremonies. The Upanishads challenged this by saying that the highest truth wasn't in an external heaven, but within your own self, in the Atman. They declared that liberation, or moksha, could be attained through self-knowledge, not just through rites. This was a monumental empowerment of the individual. It suggested that anyone, through contemplation and inquiry, could access the ultimate reality directly. Thinkers like Shankaracharya didn't just see the Upanishads as a sidelined appendage to the Vedas. They argued they were the very pinnacle of Vedic thought. The rituals were a preliminary step for those who needed it, but the ultimate goal was the wisdom of the Upanishads. They didn't discard the Vedas, they completed them. They revealed the breathtaking secret that the entire cosmos and the divine itself resides in the silent chamber of your own heart. And with that foundational understanding, we are now ready. In our next episode, we will finally sit down near the first of the great texts, the short, profound, and powerful Isha Upanishad. Thank you for joining me on Timeless Sparks. Until next time, may you find wisdom in the world and even more within yourself.